to be gone this weekend, so I'm going to be out of town. So I just didn't want to open a whole bottle of wine, okay? This is a White Claw. I've had this left over since the Super Bowl. It's from the Super Bowl. It's a passion fruit White Claw, I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember, and I just poured it. So yeah, I'm drinking a White Claw out of a wine glass. Sue me. So we're gonna be sipping on that this evening. Okay, so let's take to the questions, shall we? I think I'm just gonna hold on to this so that I don't keep making noise every time I pick it up and put it down. Also, what do we think of the square wine glasses? I bought these this past weekend with my mom at Home Goods, and I don't know, I just saw them and I was like, yes. And so here we are. I needed a few because I broke 2 of my other ones from my other set. Anyway, you don't care. Okay. So, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna start with the question that I undoubtedly got the most. And this is the one time I'm going to address it. The one and only time. So, listen up. I got a lot of questions asking whether my boyfriend and I are still together. The answer to that question is no. We broke up in January. And it's not something I ever wanted to come on here and just, I'm never gonna come on here and tell you guys what happened, or it just, that is a very, very personal thing. And it's also not only my business to share. And I'm gonna be honest, I saw a few people leaving comments and also DMing me, and even leaving comments on my second channel being like, you know, you're being so wishy-washy, why don't you just come out and say it? You know, why are you beating around the bush? You're not being fair to your subscribers. This is gonna sound harsh, but I don't owe anybody an explanation on something like that. I may share a lot of my life here on YouTube, but believe it or not, I'm very careful with what I share, and there's a lot that I don't share. So if a content creator doesn't want to share something, they have the right to do that. So those comments and messages just baffled me a little bit. I understand people being curious, but I also don't think it's something that's very hard to figure out. I know many people have figured it out and sent me very nice DMs. I mean, you can look at my Instagram, you can look at videos that are no longer on my channel. It's just not hard to figure out, and many people did and were very nice and respectful and supportive about it. So yeah, I'm not going to apologize for not bringing it up sooner, but it is what it is. So that answers that question. I hope that made everybody happy, and let us continue. Alright, the next one, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I did get a lot of these questions too, as like follow-ups of how to deal with a breakup. I think everybody's different, everybody heals differently, every breakup is different, every relationship that ended was different. Me personally, I think the healthiest way is to have a clean break, no contact, no social media. You don't need to see what they're doing, you don't need to see who they're talking to, you don't need to see where they're going. And the same goes for their friends. That's just me personally. I know plenty of people that still follow their exes on social media, and if you can do that, you are a very strong human, and I respect the heck out of you. But again, every situation is different. I think no contact is the best. You cannot heal with that person still in your life, again, depending on how much you need to heal or not. to take time to be alone and take time to be yourself, because I don't care if you are the one who did the breaking up, or I don't care if you're the one you were broken up with. There's still healing that needs to be taking place. There's still like an empty void there that person used to fill, and it takes a lot of readjusting. And I personally think, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, the worst thing to do is to jump into somebody new, like relationship wise, like trying to jump into another relationship because you want to fill that void. But you have to heal first. You have to be okay being on your own, heal any past wounds that you may have, and once you become better and come out stronger, come out with new lessons learned, then you work to, once you've worked on yourself for yourself, then you can move on to bringing somebody else in your life, I think. But my biggest word or piece of advice, I would say, is just no contact. You broke up, that's it, you know. So, but I will say, I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the hardest things that you'll have to go through. It sucks, but my mom is calling me. I will call her back later. Okay. This is an interesting one. This one is just a topic, and it says outgrowing high school friendships. So, that is absolutely normal. There are so many people I no longer speak to from high school, but I'm gonna focus on like close high school friendships. I used to be part of a girl group that was 6 of us, and we all grew up with each other from elementary school all the way through high school. And that group is a little smaller now. There's one girl in particular that none of us, except for really one of us, speak to at all. She lives in another part of the country. She's married now, and it was a clean break. Like, we graduated and she was just like, bye, but never really said why. We never really found out why. We never really found out what happened. And at first, you know, we were like, oh, what the heck? Like, what did we do? Like, we weren't good enough or whatever. But as you get older, you realize that it is just a natural part of life. I still follow her on Instagram, and I have seen pictures of her and her husband, and pictures from her wedding day, and I want nothing but the best for her. I love that she is happy. I love that she is living her best life. Her husband seems so sweet. I mean, you can't really tell through pictures, but he seems sweet. They seem so happy, and you know, it's okay. I mean, like you said, that the topic says outgrowing high school relationships or high school friendships, and that happens. You know, who you are in high school is not who you're going to be in your 20s and your 30s and so on. So it's natural to outgrow certain people. I think everybody comes into your life for a reason, but not everybody is meant to stay forever. It's cheesy, but it's true. The older you get, the more you realize that everybody serves a purpose. Everybody has their season. Some seasons are longer than others, and that's okay. And I would hope that, you know, she would wish us well too, and I'm sure she would. So, but I think about her sometimes, because I really did love her back in the day when we were in school. But I just hope that she's okay and she's happy and living her best life. Let's see. Best tips for enjoying being single and your time alone and being your own best friend. That is a very good one. I mean, you worded it perfectly. That's essentially what you have to do. You have to learn how to enjoy your time alone and, you know, kind of be your person. I'll be honest, that is something I really struggled with in the beginning. But I'm gonna say something else really cheesy, so don't judge me, but every day gets a little easier, and little by little you'll find your rhythm, and you'll just do things that make you happy. running errands, like walking around Target and Home Goods. There's nothing wrong with being alone, and I think that that's something that needs to be normalized a little bit more. I felt guilty to it. I thought that there was something to be ashamed about for doing things and doing fun things on your own, that there was something wrong with you, or oh, you couldn't find anybody to do that with you. And like I almost felt like a loser, to be 100% honest with you. It's like my brain was trained to think that way. But little by little, that goes away. I'm drinking a White Claw. My throat's gonna start to make noise. It's the bubbles. Sorry. I'll try to cut around it as best I can. What was I saying? Little by little, that idea of feeling like a loser goes away. Because there's nothing wrong with it. It's actually, I think the strongest people are okay with their alone time. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. I personally want to try to take maybe a solo day trip one weekend on a Saturday, drive somewhere an hour or two, spend the day, and then come home or something. It's something on my bucket list. I also really want to take myself out to dinner or lunch or whatever, just go eat somewhere really nice by myself. And I'll be honest, I'll be fully transparent, I have not worked up the guts to do that yet. I don't think I'm there yet, but it's somewhere that I would like to get to. So those are my best tips, is really just don't be ashamed of it. Do what you enjoy. You know, go to Starbucks, then go walk around Target, go walk around Home Goods. That's something that is fun for me, but whatever is fun for you, you know. And don't be ashamed of it. Like I said, I think the strongest people are the ones that are okay with just enjoying their alone time. So, this one says, so this person left a couple of questions, and one of them is surviving middle school, so I can assume that this person is in middle school. But one of the ones I want to talk about says toxic friends and friends making up rumors about you. So I know that in middle school that seems like the end of the world. It seems like, you know, everybody is against you and you're being bullied. The first correction I want to make here is that if you have people that are making up rumors about you and that are being toxic, that is not a friend. So don't even give them the credit of labeling them as friends. My advice for you would be to distance yourself from them and find people that will not do that, because there are people that will be real friends and that will want the best for you and that won't want to talk badly about you to people. Those are the friends that you want to have around you, if that makes any sense. Those are the people that you want in your life, so look for those people, and if you can't find them yet, be okay with being alone, like I said, and being your own friend for a while, because that's okay. This one is asking my opinion on Botox, and it says age gracefully or Botox. I personally think it's a preference thing. I don't see anything wrong with either one. I personally have never gotten Botox. I've never had anything done to my face. I've never even gotten my eyebrows done. The most I ever did to my face was like a eyebrow tint, and it barely did anything anyway. So, I think it's a preference thing. I personally, it can be I don't want to say I can be a cynic, but when it comes to things like Botox, I would just be petrified that like they would do a botched job and that it would look really bad and that mine wouldn't come out right, because that would be just my luck, like that kind of thing. But I don't think there's wrong with either one. It's whatever you choose to do and whatever makes you feel better about yourself. This one says dating tips for us boys or us gents. I'm gonna keep it really simple for you. Okay, I can't say we. I guess I can only speak for myself, right? But I'm sure I could speak for like a good amount of us. We want to see effort. Effort. Being intentional. No mixed signals. No mixed, no games. It's either you have feelings for somebody or you don't. Or you want to get to know somebody a little better or you don't. Don't be wishy-washy. Be straightforward. If this is someone that you want to get to know, tell her that or tell them that. I really have been liking, our time that we spent together so far. Like, I would really like to keep getting to know you and hanging out, like, talk in the early stages. If you're talking about, like, in a relationship, this goes both ways, not just for the gents. I would say once you get like a year and a half in a relationship, it takes a lot more effort, because in the beginning you just want to impress your person, and it's the honeymoon stage. You're so infatuated with each other and all that. And I don't want to say that eventually goes away, but the honeymoon stage eventually does end, and you have to put more effort than you did before to keep things special. That's why, if you've ever heard advice to married couples, is like, never stop dating. Like, go out to dinner once a week, dress up nicely for each other, buy your significant other flowers if they like flowers, or if you think it'll make them happy. Little things like that. It's just effort and being intentional. And like I said, honestly, that goes both ways. But I feel like people overcomplicate it, and it really, don't get me wrong, relationships are complicated and they're hard work. But I feel like just dating is just made to be so complicated these days. And it just, I don't like it. It's like, why? Why? Just be straightforward, I was born in the wrong time period. Anyway, the next one, let me read it to you first. It says, the transition from early 20s to mid to late 20s, spiritually, mentally, physically, etc. I want to make a separate video on that. And I don't know if it'll be on my ASMR channel or if it'll be on my second channel. So TBD on that. But I'm not going to touch on it now, because that's something that I really want to sit down and like write notes about and make a dedicated video on, because that's something that has been on my heart lately. So I'll come back to that. Advice on motivating yourself to do the things you don't want to do but should or need to do. I always just think about how I will feel afterwards. If I don't do it, I know me personally, I'm gonna regret that I didn't do it. If I do it, I may hate it, but after I'm done, I feel accomplished. And that's always the thing that keeps me like going and doing things. Like, when I don't want to film a video because I had a long day at work or whatever, I know that tomorrow I'm gonna be so mad at myself if I didn't do it. So how I'm gonna feel in the end is always what like drives me forward. Because you're your own worst critic, right? So that's what keeps me going. Okay. Let's see. Someone just said, why do boys suck? A couple people want to know my opinions on Taylor Swift, and if I'm a Swiftie. We're kind of straying far from like girl topics here, or like girly topics, but I guess Taylor Swift is kind of girly, so whatever. That was stupid. I'm not a Swiftie. I know her early like 2000s hits, like Love Story, like those songs. I do know that song, like, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me, but I know that from TikTok, but I've never listened to the whole song. I've never been a Swiftie, although I will say I respect her. Like, she's doing her thing right now. I just felt like in years past, all of her songs sounded the same, and I just really never had any interest, but she's doing her thing. So Well, we are humans, and jealousy is something that we feel from time to time, whether you want to or not. And let's be honest, none of us ever really want to feel it. It's not a good feeling. But we're human, and sometimes things creep into our minds. So I will say, from your point of view, if you're the one that is jealous, like I said, just communication is literally everything in a relationship. So try to communicate as best as you can, not getting nasty, not getting angry, just saying, hey babe, you know, this is how I've been feeling lately. I'm just saying, like, jealousy in a relationship, because I think that's what this person was asking. So like, if you feel like intimidated, or if you think your significant other finds somebody else attractive or whatever, be open with your person and just be like, this is how I'm feeling. I am guilty in the past of, like, when I don't know how to communicate my thoughts and my words, I just like shut down and just don't speak. So I have learned my lesson from that. So learn from my advice, I guess, or my lessons learned. Communicate, open your mouth, use your words. And then I will say that once you did that, you have done your part. Now your person has to make you feel secure in you telling them that, you know. And by that I mean saying, I'm so sorry you feel that way, you know, like, let's talk about it. What can I do to make you not feel that way anymore? Make sure that you feel like your partner is a safe space to go and tell these things to them. And if they don't, that may be not a great sign. So that's what I would say about that. Obviously within reason, right? I'm talking like not like stupid little things. Like, I'm talking like if you actually feel real jealousy, like in your chest and in your stomach, you know, you have to feel safe going and telling your partner that. So hit us with your ideal girls' night in: snacks, movies, self-care, etc. Whoa, okay. My ideal girls' night in would be, let's say it's in my apartment, let's just say. Charcuterie board, cheese, crackers, maybe some salami, and a nice wooden board, right? Wine, we got red, we got white. If somebody likes rosé, we'll get some rosé. Movies or a show. Then we'll take a little break and do some girl talk, talking about life, talking about whatever relationship stuff people have going on. I don't know, depending on who's there. Then PJs, comfy clothes, take the makeup off, maybe watch another movie or watch a comedy special or something, and then just stay up talking until nobody can stay awake anymore. But let's face it, we're getting old. My friends we're all turning 27 this year. By like 2 a.m. we're like, all right, nighttime. But yeah, something like that. Excuse me. It's freaking bubbles. Okay. Let's see. What's your advice on making new female friends? I don't know if I have great advice. Something I was thinking about not that long ago, and all of my like best friends that I have now have been my best friends for years, and I love them. I don't want them to go anywhere. I would not trade them for the world. But I was like thinking about it, other than like my new coworkers that I've become really good friends with, I haven't like met new people really in a while, and that's something that I would really like to do. And like, so there's a church that I want to go visit near me. Not to say I don't love my church, but my church, my home church that I've been going to since I was 13 13, 14, does not have a lot of people my age, and that is something I am craving. People my age who are of like the same beliefs and the same faith, and I don't know, I need someone to give me advice, because going into a place and trying to make friends by yourself is very daunting. I always say that I am like an extroverted introvert, so I'm like a little bit of both. If I am with people that I'm comfortable around, I am an extrovert, but when it's people that I don't really know too well yet, I'm very introverted and very quiet. So it just depends on my mood and the environment. So that's honestly some advice that I need for myself. But I do plan on doing it and just going and seeing how it goes. And I'm gonna have to put my people pants on, or my people cap, whatever, and throw on the people skills and just go for it. But I would say, I guess, like, finding people that have similar interests as you, like if you love like taking classes at the gym, you'll find people that love taking classes at the gym. You can bond over that, or an art class, or whatever. Just, people with similar interests, I guess. Alright, let's see. I saw some really good ones. Wow, this is an interesting one. This one says, I want to be a Christian. This isn't really a girl talk video, but I have to say it anyway. Or a girl talk topic. It says, I want to be a Christian and settle down, but I also want to have fun and be wild in high school. And it says, help. Alright, so listen. This is, again, it's an opinion thing. And also, let me be straightforward and say, I am a Christian. I have loved Jesus since I was 13, 14, whatever, when I started going. But I'm not gonna lie to you, in college, I was out in the bars. I was drinking. There were nights, absolutely, where I drank too much. I am at a point of my life now where that is not appealing to me anymore, and like looking back, it does feel like sure, it was fun in the moment, but at the end of the day, going out and being wild and spending all this money on drinks and whatever, like, should I have been there? Maybe not, I don't know. I do not believe, I am one of those people that does not believe that just because you have a sip of alcohol or a glass of wine, or 2 glasses of wine even, does not mean you're going to hell. My public opinion, I'm making it public to you, that is my opinion. There are people in my church that think very differently, and that's okay. I think everything, is less, it should be less about religion and more about your personal relationship with God. That is a whole other topic for a whole other day. I'm literally sitting here drinking a White Claw. Like, I don't think having a drink or 2, even 3, is gonna send you to hell, whatever. We're straying from the question at hand. I think it's all about how you carry yourself, and if you know your limit, cool. Now, in high school, I'm gonna say, and even college, early in college, not a lot good happens when you're living that lifestyle, when you're out drinking and partying past 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Not a lot of good happens. You end up forgetting it if you drink enough. You wake up the next day, you feel awful. Especially if you get older. Keep that in mind. Hangovers hit different lately. And so that would be my advice to you, my love. I get it. I understand the appeal. I know that 98% of the people around you are going to be wanting to do that. And if you feel like you're not doing it, then there's something wrong with you. I get it. But my advice to you would be, it is not all it's hyped up to be. Not to say that you're never going to go have a drink with your friends. I'm being realistic. But it's all about how you carry yourself. And just literally just pray and say, God, this is my dilemma, this is how I feel, these are all my feelings, like, direct me, like, show me what you want me to do, and he will. You just have to speak to you and direct you. He will. He wants you to want to be close to him. That's what I've learned as I've gotten older. And just, you know, again, not a lot of good happens. You drink so much, it clouds your judgment. You do things, and then the next day you're like, oh, why did I do that? And it stays with you, and it stays in your head, and it makes you feel awful, and it is just not all it's hyped up to be. I promise you. I hope that made sense, because to be honest, I don't even know what I just said, but I hope it made sense. Okay, let's see. Top 3 men icks. Ooh. So these are not necessarily red flags. I'm gonna say like icks. Alright. Poor hygiene. Big one. 2, I would say the need to, like, you know, when a little boy like wants to impress the guys around him, or maybe the older boys, because he wants to come across as cool or whatever. I see that in like grown men and like guys my age, and it drives me crazy. It's like, why you look like a little boy, just trying to like get the approval of, like, you know what I mean, like smoking that to feel cool, or drinking that, or taking an extra shot when you don't need it, when you're already drunk, just because the guys around you want to. It's like, like, to me that is very immature, and I don't like that. And a third one, there are either too many that I can't pick, or my brain is just not working right now. Oh, leaving dirty laundry on the floor. I know a lot of guys do that. Luckily no one I've ever really dated did that, but I know that it's a thing, and I've been in like guys' like house and apartment where they just have socks and underwear on the floor. Why? I know you have a hamper. Just put it in it, you know, like why? No, I don't like that. Don't do that. Okay. Ooh, I'd love to talk about that one, but I can't. Let's see. I saw so many like really, really good ones, and this video is getting really long already. Okay. Oh, my girl Molly Whisper Ginger. Although I think she's just like Molly. I think she changed her YouTube handle. Somebody in my hallway sneezing. Bless you. She said favorite way to self-care. So this is something that I have been getting more into recently. My favorite one right now is I buy myself flowers a lot. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. I go to Trader Joe's every 2 to 3 weeks, so once or twice a month. And every time I go, I buy myself flowers. It started with Valentine's Day. I bought myself flowers for Valentine's Day, and so I bought my 3rd bouquet this morning. I went to Trader Joe's this morning to get a few things, and it was like warm outside. I didn't even need a jacket. I bought a bouquet of like really big sunflowers, and they are gorgeous, and I keep them on my dining room table, and I love to have fresh flowers in my apartment. It just makes me feel special, even though I'm buying them for myself, but nothing wrong with that. What else? Skincare is a big one for me because I've always struggled with my skin, so sometimes I feel like my skin needs that extra like pampering. So I really enjoy doing like my full skincare routine at night, and then like running those errands, like I said, if I want to go to Home Goods. Like sometimes I'll go with my mom, sometimes I'll just go by myself. Oh, a big self-care one. The only thing I really do every month for myself, like physically, is get my nails done. I usually go once every 4 weeks. I'm gonna go, it's been about 3 weeks, but I'm gonna go this week just because I lost a thumb and they just look, up close, they look really gross, but I feel like a new woman every time I get my nails done. And I think, Molly, also, I think you get your nails done too regularly, because I'm always looking at your nails in your videos, so you get me. those are just a few things. Buying myself candles and lighting them when I come home and watch Netflix and have a cup of tea, just like romanticizing my life, you know. So those are just a few things. Alright, I have to pick a couple more. I know I have so many here. Maybe I could do a part 2. I don't know. But this video is getting a data long. Do you feel comfortable with bodily, like talking about bodily functions around guys? LOL. Yeah, my guy friends, I could care less. If it's someone that I'm in a relationship with, obviously if we're just like starting to date, I might not like right away. But if it's someone that you're in a relationship, if you're in a relationship with, after a certain period, I think you should be like decently comfortable talking about certain things. I was never the one to use the bathroom with my significant other in the bathroom with me, or like with the door open. No, I don't think I'll ever be there. But like talking about it, yeah, I think if a guy can't like talk about that stuff with me, I don't think we're gonna work. Not like I get like so graphic, but you should be able to talk about it with your partner, I think. Do you think women should be able to leave work because of painful periods? Well, speaking of as someone who left high school many times early, I would call my dad to come pick me up often because the pain was so bad. So as someone who did that, I'm gonna say yes. You know, if it's like horrible, like listen, we're having a girl talk video, right? So we're just gonna talk about it. There have been times where my cramps have been so painful I could barely walk, and then there are other times where it's not so bad. So it depends. Everybody feels them differently, but I absolutely, I think so. And I think anyone who like wouldn't let you go, or even like just take it easy on you and just be like, oh, do like half of your workload today, or like something like that, is clearly someone who has never experienced it themselves. I think if it's absolutely to the point where you cannot function, because that certainly happens to some women, then yeah, if you can't function, then why are you gonna stay at work? Go home. If I was a boss, that would be my my stance on it, I guess. Ways to smell good all the time. Perfume, shampoo, soap suggestions. So my in-shower suggestion would be like body scrubs. I love body scrubs, like sugar scrubs, because the scent like lingers on you and smells really good throughout the day. Perfume, you want to go here, one spritz on your wrist and rub them together. Sometimes if I have my hair up, I do the back of my neck, and then I'll just do like 2 spritzes down like my shirt. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. And over time, as the day goes on, it kind of like fades. So those are my key points for perfume. I wear perfume every day. My favorite lotion is the 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪 Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. But I think it kind of makes me break out. I just have sensitive skin, so I only put it on my legs. So like in the summertime, because you're wearing shorts and dresses and whatever, so you smell good, that stuff lingers and it smells great. And I put it on my hands and like my forearms, but I don't put it on my shoulders or my chest because I think it just, my skin doesn't like it. But that's my favorite. I have the body mist. It's not my favorite. I have the yellow one. I've heard the pink one smells really good, so maybe I'll try that one next. I don't know. Let's see what else. Oh, this one, yeah. My girl sent me this one. She said, let's discuss red flags / deal breakers versus what's a green flag. This could be a video in and of itself, but I'll try to name a few. Maybe we'll end on this one. But there are so many good ones. I might have to do a part 2. If you want me to leave a part 2 and you've watched to this point, let me know. I'll save these. I'll take screenshots and I'll save the prompts. So, red flags and green flags. For me, a big green flag is someone who is open-minded, regardless of beliefs. You're gonna accept everybody and love on everybody. You're not gonna be hateful to any sort of group of people. That's a big green flag for me. Just open-mindedness. And if you don't necessarily understand something, or you're not familiar with someone or something, you're gonna ask questions, or you're gonna look it up, or whatever. Doesn't mean you have to agree, but you're gonna love everybody regardless. That's a green flag for me. Whereas a red flag would be the opposite of that. Let's see, I'll do the green flags first and then we'll go to red flags. A green flag is like an emotionally mature person. A green flag is someone who's confident but knows the difference between confident and cocky and arrogant. Let's just dive into the red flags, because I feel like that's gonna be the more interesting one. Red flags, the instant you see someone trying to gaslight you, nope. Oh, a nice siren in the background, fantastic. So gaslighting, nope. Somebody that sends you mixed signals, like I was talking about earlier. Someone who can't take accountability for their actions. And this one could be a little bit like a hot take, only because I don't know if it counts as a red flag, but like if that person sends off like weird signals to you internally, where like your gut just feels, excuse me, feels a little uneasy, or if you never feel like secure and at ease, that's a red flag. And sure, it's like coming from you, but it's being caused by someone else or your environment or situation or whatever. So those are just to name a few. Again, I could talk about red flags and green flags for like ever, but I'd say those are like my main ones. And yeah, I have to finish this. But I think those are going to be the only ones that I will dive into in this video. I wasn't expecting it to be so long, but honestly I'm kind of glad it was. And I loved all the questions that I got, so thank you to those of you that sent me questions. If you want me to do a part 2, like I said, you can definitely let me know. But that's gonna be it for today's video, so let me take my last sip. Nothing like a White Claw. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you